Jetez comes home hard, and River Jetez hit the front. Pocket Power's running on. Silver Mist and Dancer's Daughter, bound by Honor. Pocket Power and Dancer's Daughter. Pocket Power, Dancer's Daughter. Here it comes. Pocket Power and Dancer's Daughter in a photo. Pocket Power on the inside. The angle favors Dancer's Daughter. Pocket Power's on the inside and Dancer's Daughter. It got mighty close. Dancer's Daughter's going to put her head down at Pocket Power. Pocket Power, but Dancer's Daughter comes and gets there. Maybe it's tied. Pocket Power came again.
If I mention the name Pocket Power and Dancer's Daughter, what immediately goes through your head?
Durban, July, fight out. Great race.
Could it have been the inception of your desire to become a jockey?
Yeah, I can definitely say so. That was probably one of the first Julys that I ever watched as a kid, and that was the one that obviously got me hooked onto racing. Seeing such a big race happen and seeing the result end up that way, you very questionable afterwards. You're wondering what's going on. It gets a lot of excitement, and I feel like that's also a little bit of what got me attached.
Interestingly enough, Kevin Shea was involved in another very, very close finish with El Picha and Young Rake, probably before you even went to the academy. But such great trainers, the Basses and the Snaith family, and two of the strongest heavyweight jockeys this country's ever seen in Bernard Faydurb and Kevin Shea, and I think that added to the value.
Yes, 100%. Look, having such great experienced jockeys being in such a position, fighting out, and it's one of those things that you look forward to as a younger rider. You admire to be in those positions later on in your career. So it's really a thing to definitely see.
Well, I've had some good chats to your dad, and obviously he was the man responsible for taking you to the South African Jockey Academy, a world-famous organisation that has produced the likes of Michael Roberts and Basil Marcus, and we can go on and on and on and on. I mean, if you think about what Robbie Fradd did in Hong Kong, if you think about what Douglas White has done, I mean, Felix could see, you can go on. There's no limit to the great jockeys that academy has produced.
Yeah, 100%. Look, my dad has been the pillar of everything towards my whole racing career. It all started with him. He was the one taking me to races when I was a little kid. He had shares in horses, and he always kept the burning fire alive in my heart with racing. So I just want to say a big thanks to him for getting me into the sport. And yeah, look, South African Jockey Academy has been a great foundation for riders all across the world. You look at where a lot of the people are now. There's a lot of people that have come from the academy here and have gone overseas. You look at Luke Ferraris, Lyle Hewitson, Carl Stradom in England. It's really been a good academy, and they're putting out world-class talent.
And Anthony Delpeche, one of your heroes.
Yes, 100%. Mr. Delpeche has been a hero of mine from when I was a kid. He rode a few winners for my dad at the time when I was coming to the course when I was 6-7 years old. So I always admired to be like him one day.
So you hail from Pietermaritzburg. That was the first race course I ever stepped on in 1976, before you were even thought of. But you know, in the old days, I mean, you used to get 20, 30,000 people at Scottsville, even though it battled to take that amount of people.
Yeah, look, definitely Scottsville was the best place for me. It's where I grew up. That was the race course that I knew like the back of my hand. I would walk around there the whole day with my dad and my mom. It was really a lovely thing. And the race course is just absolutely amazing. When the people are there, the vibe, the atmosphere, everything is absolutely ecstatic.
Your sister has very high points in your life in terms of what she's doing at university. Slightly younger or slightly older than you?
My sister is older than me by 5 years. So yeah, she's done quite a lot in the studying form. She's got her master's, she's got her honours. She's the book smart one out of us two. And yeah, look, we've taken on very different career courses, but she's excelling in what she's doing, and I'm starting to excel in what I'm doing as well.
Well, if you think about it, I mean, I remember seeing Lyle Hewitson get on a horse for just about the first time ever, riding work for Yvette Bremner as a little kid. I mean, he was probably 14 or 15. And now he really is out of the top draw.
Yes, 100%. Lyle's been absolutely amazing. From when he was in the academy, from before that when he was a work rider, it's nice to always look back at his legacy and see the way he did things, because he broke records. He's probably one of the best to do it here in this country, and it shows why. You look at him, his dedication, his hard work, everything is just amazing.
And probably above all else, besides his talent and his hard work, he's very well educated at a very good school, which is always good to have something to fall back on.
Yes, 100%. Look, it's very good to have education. As everybody says in racing, anything is possible. You never know what to expect. You have to almost expect the unexpected. So it's nice to have a background that if anything does happen, that you do have something to fall back on, and you know you're not obviously stuck in one place. My family, it's not just my dad, it's my mom also. She does a lot of the background work. She's also there. She's managing finances, all of that type of stuff. So both of them together, they play a very big part in my life. It's really one of those things where I wouldn't be able to do it without them. They've been really strong in supporting me. They make sure I'm stepping my feet in the right direction. Anything I want to do, I just make sure I pass it by them, see, okay, no, how can we work around this? We can do this in a different way, that type of thing. So yeah, I'm very grateful for them.
As a jockey, we know injuries and suspensions are part and parcel of the job. What do you do to prevent yourself falling on hard times if one or the other should befall you?
Yeah, look, injuries and suspensions are the one thing that I feel like is bound to always happen somehow in some way. Obviously, you don't want it to happen, but it's one of those things. And when it does happen, you just need to make sure, first of all, with the suspension, you know exactly what you did wrong. You go back, you watch the replay back, you see, okay, I could have done this, I could have done that, and you make sure that you learn from it. That's the main thing, because the whole point of the suspension is for you to see that you've done something wrong. And obviously it's not a good thing to have a suspension. You know, it really doesn't make you feel nice knowing that you put somebody else in danger or something like that, but you really need to just make sure that you look back on it and keep focused, you keep a good mentality. And it goes the same with injuries. It's something that you can't control, so you can't put yourself under hard times for like a mental state. You need to just keep yourself in good spirits, work your best on trying to improve and get your injury out of the way as fast as possible, but also still taking care of yourself at the same time.
Okay, so you can insure against injury. Can you insure against a suspension? I don't think you can.
No, you can't. That's the one thing that really catches up to you, and suspensions are really not the nicest of thing. They basically put your whole life on halt at the course of everything being in the moment, so it's really not a nice thing.
So at the end of the day, you are really an ambassador for South Africa wherever you go and ride in the world, and carrying the flag on your back is a very important notion.
Yes, 100%. Look, it's really a lovely thing. For example, now when I went over to Malaysia, it was amazing knowing that I had the whole of South Africa cheering me on from behind. And being there, you know, everybody looks at you and they're like, oh, he's from South Africa. It's a completely different thing. They're not used to having people from here all the way up there. So it's nice knowing that I was representing everybody back here at home and I could do everybody proud.
Do you get the vibe that Malaysian racing is definitely on an upward spiral and definitely a jurisdiction that you would like to make a career out of?
The Malaysian racing is definitely on the up. They plan on doing a lot of improvements from what I've been told. There's a lot of money being put into the game. There's a lot of plans and forward motion going towards the next coming years and improvements that they want to definitely do.
If we wanted to see you riding work, where would we go?
I'll be at Randkiesfontein on Tuesday and Thursday, and most of the week I do work at Turffontein, depending on some trainers wanting me to ride certain horses at some times in the week.
It looks to all intents and purposes like the door is open for you to make a career, at least in the short term, in Kuala Lumpur at the Selangor Turf Club, which is very exciting for you. How did that whole thing come to fruition?
It actually started with Anthony Woodley, the chief stipe there. He was the stipe here before. He sent me a message and he had asked me if I was interested in riding abroad. And then from there, I gave his phone number to my dad, and then they spoke on about that. And from there, it all just rooted up. And then from there, we got in contact with the trainer, Simon Dunderdale, who has been absolutely amazing to me with everything that he's provided me. He was the one that was supporting me the whole time while I was there. I had a lot of rides for him. I had those 2 winners for him. He gave me the ride in the Group 1, and from there it all just blossomed and blossomed, and that's how I ended up there.